Hi, this is Mercado from Online Marketing Muscle, and welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a question that I received at our website, onlinemarketingmuscle.com, regarding social media. Now, I'm going to share with you the question, and I'm going to expand on the question a little bit because I think the question could be looked at a little bit more broadly, and it is applicable to a lot more than just social media, which is what the question is based around. The question was simply, how long do I give a social media site before I call it quits? And I gather that they're looking for how much time, how much should I invest in that site before I say, you know what, it's just not paying off for us. It's a great question, and it's a question we should all be asking. We should have measurements in place to help us understand whether or not something's working for us, and that's applicable to all marketing whatsoever. I'm a big fan. If the numbers don't lie, if you can't measure it, it's not real. So when it comes to social media, and I'm going to broaden this to networking in general, because what you're doing on these sites in most cases, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever it is on social media you're playing, you are networking per se. Now, there are a lot of schools of thoughts out there that say, you know, it takes time to network, and to develop relationships. Well, yeah, that's all fun and great, and I get that. I'm a little bit more impatient about that. I'm a firm believer that wherever you're going to play hard. So if you're going to invest time in any social media site or any networking venue, go at it. Give it everything you got. Step into that organization, that networking site, that social media site with a plan. Know why you're there. Know that your target market is there. Make sure that your target market is hanging out there and enjoys spending time there. Because if they're not there, you're kind of speaking on deaf ears anyway. So regardless of where you're networking or where you're spending your time, make sure it makes sense. So give it everything you got, play hard, and make sure your target market is actually there. So with all those things being as they may, let's say you have invested everything, you got a great plan, you're giving it everything you got, you're doing what you need to do when you're there. I'm of the mindset 3 to 6 months tops. And if within the first 3 months you should see some sort of return on investment, you should see things starting to bud. Maybe they don't pan out majorly financial like you'd like to, but you gotta see a certain level of promise, and you should understand for yourself what that level is. Whether it's a certain amount of traffic to your website, whether it's a certain amount of incoming calls that you're receiving, whether it's a certain amount of anything, whatever is important to you, know what that is. So I like the 3 month side. I give 6 months to the people that are a little bit more cautious. Okay, 6 months, that's fine. I don't say 5 years though, and I've heard that from a lot of people out there. Hey, look, if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, and busyness does not equal business. So the salesmanship in me says, you know what, go where you got to go, do what you got to do in that case. If it's not panning out, what are you in business for? Is it a hobby or is it a social activity, or are you in there to actually generate leads and prospects and generate business? So again, I'm going to make another assumption that you're in this for business. So if you are, 3 to 6 months tops, you should start seeing something happening for you. Now also, as I was saying before, wherever you're going to play hard. Make sure that you're approaching it the right way. And I always go under the mindset of if you're playing on social media, make sure you're doing 2 things in a major way. You're doing edutainment, and that's the combination of 2 words, education and entertainment, because people these days, they want to be entertained. It's not enough to teach them something. Teach them with humor. Teach them in the way they like to receive information. We enjoy being entertained. We're from a video-based generation, TV-based generation as I call it. So we like to watch, we like to be entertained. So understanding that edutainment is the big first piece of this. The second piece is engagement. So if you're just throwing information out there, boom, 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 and there's no interaction, no conversation, no engagement going on, something's not right, and you need to check it. Either it's how you're coming across, or your target market's not listening, whatever it is. It's time to figure it out and put some checks and balances in place to make sure. So hope this answers your question in regards to how much time should you spend. And remember, the same applies to any networking group you might belong to, whether it's an organized networking thing or whatever it is. Any way you're spending your time in that fashion, where you're looking to connect with people, 3 to 6 months, you should be able to get a good gauge on whether or not it makes sense. But invest those 3 to 6 months. Be full in. If you're going to play full out, as we call it. If you're not willing to play full out in those places, don't play there. Go somewhere else. And also, don't play in too many places at one time because you're watering yourself down. In other words, there's only so many places you're going to be able to play where you're going to be ultra effective. So if you start finding yourself in 5, 10 different social media sites, chances are you're probably not doing any one of them very well. Pick one, pick 2, 3 on the high side, and go at those. Okay, folks? So for Dean Mercado, an online marketing muscle, I hope this was helpful for you. Make an outstanding rest of the week. Take care now. Bye-bye.